Most founders make the same mistake when they go to creating founder ads. They focus too much on the product and not on themselves. And the truth is, it's people that we connect with, not logos and brands. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make founder ads that feel authentic, they build trust, but most importantly, they get sales. We make so many founder ads here at Fraggle because they work. So these strategies I'm going to share with you today are proven with millions of dollars worth of spend. And if you stay all the way to the end, I'm going to share with you my custom ChatGPT bot, which will be able to write you founder scripts in a matter of seconds. So before we get started, you might not know what a founder ad is. You might not understand why these are effective. So let's break it down a little bit. So founder ads are simply ads that tell the founder story, why they decided to make the product that you are being advertised. Now, these are normally highly personal videos which are telling a story. And that's why they are converting so well right now, because social content in general has become very generic. And so the thing that you can use to separate yourself is your story. I've made a few videos on the channel before when I talk about storytelling in your ad creative and how that can be used to separate yourself from your competitors. And founder ads are probably the best example of that. The story that you tell about how you started your brand is unique to you and you only. So if you have a brand which is potentially ripping you off, they're never going to be able to replicate your story and your brand, and that's what you have up on them. So if you can do, make founder ads. But what does a good founder ad look like? Well, here's one that we made for Cata Chai.
We're Ani and Ian, two brothers who couldn't find real chai in the US, so we created it ourselves, starting with organic Assam tea and freshly ground spices. No syrups, no sugar, just pure, authentic flavor. It's the chai we grew up with, now easy to make at home. Boil, add your milk, strain, and sip. This is more than chai. It's tradition, health, and real taste in every cup. Experience Kolkata Chai Co. Chai just like it's meant to be.
So what makes that a good founder ad? Well, the first thing is we're focusing on why they decided to start the brand, their unique story. We're talking about what the brand is and why it's unique.
Strain and sip. This is more than chai. It's tradition, health, and real taste in every cup. Experience Kolkata Chai Co.
And then finally, at the end, we have a CTA that's telling people to go and try it for themselves. So Cata Chai is actually really unique because there aren't actually that many brands that are similar to themselves. So they're not separating themselves with story because people are trying to copy them, but because that's the best way to show people how their product is different. Because if you don't know this, the chai that you have in Starbucks, that isn't actual chai, right? This is how chai is made, and that's what we wanted to get across in this video. So we actually start with a video of a guy in Kolkata making chai. And it stops people scroll straight away. And I think the reason for this is because we're often seeing online videos of like Indian street food vendors like being probably the least hygienic ever, and so I think this is probably why it's stopping people on the scrollers, because they're almost like expecting to see that, but they don't. Instead they see an ad. And then also because we have this, what we call in the business a cross-cut, where you're crossing between two similar things happening. So we've got the guy in India doing it, and then we've got one of our creators pouring chai as well. So all this content that you're seeing through here is archive footage. This is either footage that the brand already had themselves, or that we've shot, or that we've sourced. And so we're putting all this together, meaning that we've actually never had to go out and shoot any completely new footage, which brings the cost of a creative like this down dramatically. And the person doing the voiceover is Ani. He's one of the founders of the brand. And so again, super personal.
Two brothers who couldn't find real chai in the US, so...
And then we're saying a problem, right? They found that they couldn't find authentic chai in America. And so they thought the only solution was to do it themselves. And that's a scenario that a lot of people will relate to. Perhaps there's a certain dish that you always have when you go home and you can't get that where you are now. And so the only option is to make it yourself. So people relate to that. Again, relatability, a massive factor of founder ads.
Created it ourselves, starting with organic Assam tea and freshly ground spices.
And then after that, we go into what is actually in Cata Chai. It's real herbs, it's real spices that go into creating this authentic drink. And while that's happening, we're showing B-roll of this actual stuff, like black tea and cumin and all these other spices which are inside the product.
No syrups, no sugar.
And then the main part, this is how we separate Cata from, you know, high street coffee shops. There's no sugar, there's no syrups. We're outlining the things that have become synonymous almost with any kind of like caffeine related drink.
Just pure authentic flavor. It's the chai we grew up with.
And then what's really important here is that we're just showing a montage of people making it, people sipping it, people pouring it, enjoying it. And then what I think is really important is we go to show you how you make it. Like, what does this product actually do?
Now, easy to make at home. Boil, add your milk, strain, and sip. This is
boil, add your milk, strain, and sip. It's not as complicated as you might think. In fact, we've actually made other ads for them where we show the traditional way of making chai and how long-winded it is, and then what that looks like when you use Cata instead. This founder video is a perfect example of how you can use your story, the story that you have to why you started this brand, to separate yourself from everyone else on the market and show that your product is the obvious choice. So how do you actually script and create a founder ad? Well, we've spoken about the footage. You can use archive footage, photos of when you started the brand, all this kind of stuff. Pull it all together with a voiceover from yourself or an AI voiceover if you don't want to do it yourself. But the main bulk of this and why it converts is the script. So how do you make a converting founder script? Well, after making hundreds of these ads, I've developed a chat GPT that I'm going to give you. There's a link down below to check it out, in which you input the information and it will pretty much write the script for you. As always with any kind of chat GPT, this is probably going to take you maybe 70% of the way there. After that, I do advise that you go in there and you tweak it and you see, you know, what works and what doesn't work, A/B test stuff, all that kind of stuff. However, this should get you most of the way there. So let's build an ad live, shall we? Okay, so you go on the link and you should get something like this, right? So all you need to do here is click write me a founder ad, and it will prompt you and it'll tell you the information that it needs to give you a good script. We need the problem that you identified, the aha moment, your mission, why you care, how your product solves a problem, proof and credibility, a call to action, and some brand information. All of that you should have readily available to. If not, put all this in a document. I've just grabbed a document that I've just put together for our own brand here at Fraggle. I've kind of made up the founder story. If you've watched my other video about when we started an e-commerce brand, you know this isn't the true story. However, for the purpose of this video, we're going to bend the truth a little bit. Okay, so this contains basically me kind of dictating to my computer, answering all those questions above, and then I put in our brand document, which contains all the actual information about our brand. So I'm equipping the ChatGPT with everything that it needs to write this script. So all I need to do now is paste this into here, and it's going to write me a script. So you can see it's pretty much got us there. It hasn't included names because I haven't given it that information, but hi, I'm Fraser, and that's exactly why we created Now Strips, a faster, simpler way to get energy, sleep, or recovery that you need without hassle. It hit me one day thinking back to those breath strips we used to use as teenagers. Remember how quick and easy they were? And I thought, why can't caffeine or sleep aids be this simple? So we made it happen. Now Strips are fast-acting, natural oral strips that melt on your tongue, delivering you a boost that you need in seconds. Whether it's energy now for clean focus without the crash, sleep now to help you unwind and wake up refreshed, or recovery now for those long nights or tough workouts, there's a strip for that. With over 50,000 happy customers feeling the benefits daily, it's no wonder that people are ditching pills, powders, jittery energy drinks for something that just works. No more caffeine crashes, no more groggy mornings, no more DIY hangover cures. Ready to make your day easier? Try Now Strips today to feel the difference. That's a pretty damn good script if I say so myself. So this took me a long time to do. I fed this a lot of examples that we've made in the past, and you can see how that pretty much gets us to where we need to be. We can go in, we can make some tweaks, we can take out some bits, we can add some bits, and I do suggest that you do that. However, this is pretty solid. And you can see that all you need to do now is get yourself a voiceover doing this script. I do suggest that the founder does it because I just think it feels more genuine. And then you layer it with a lot of B-roll, some archive footage, and happy days. And it does ask you at the end, would you like to make any changes or additions? I think the hook is a little bit weak here, so I'm actually going to say, can you write me 5 new hook options? and it should now just write me some hook options in which I can use for it. Tired of coffee jitters, restless nights, or post-party regret? What if your energy boost, sleep aid and recovery all fit on your tongue? I used to rely on coffee, sleeping pills and DIY hangover cures until I found this one strip that did it all. So you can talk back to it. Remember, it's a chat bot, so you can make changes as you need them, and I would suggest that you do that. But I think with that information that I gave it, that outcome is pretty solid. And you can try this out for yourself. The link is down below. It's completely free. I asked for your email. That's about it. You can use this today and make some killer ads. The landscape of paid media is changing dramatically, and we need to do whatever we can do to separate ourselves from, you know, the AI UGC that's being made, or the, you know, Sora stock footage that's out there, all this kind of stuff. We need to do what we can do to separate ourselves. And one of the easiest ways to do that is, like I said at the start of the video, it is founder video content. Now, I understand if all this seems a little bit much for you, you can generate the script, but then what? Well, that's where my agency can help. Fraggle, you can book a call down below and we can chat. And if it's right, we can work together. Now, I wish you the best of luck going making some founder ads. I'm really excited to see what you create. Feel free to send them me on Twitter if you want a bit of advice as well. Make sure you watch one of my other videos where I made over 4,000 ads and my learnings that I got from that. I'll see you in the next one.